Okay, welcome back. We made it. We made it. We hit Extreme and Shipping Tycoon in 44 days. It's time for
Entering
another
system.
mission.
Ocean of Fantasy.
Let's get her done. Ah, this is gonna be fun. Ah, yeah. I've been looking forward to this one, actually. I like Dukes.
How's it going? Actually, they mentioned you. We're only a few jumps away from Paranid space, and this station's comms module is unlike anything I've come across.
I believe I already mentioned several times that this outpost was abandoned by the Terrans. A civilization so unfathomably advanced and ingenious that they managed to nearly wipe themselves out on multiple occasions. It is paramount that we explore its integrated functions carefully, delicately, and most of all, cautiously.
Naturally, I had to put its capabilities to the test.
Well,
As
of
it
course.
turns out, the God Realm and the Holy Order frequently and openly accuse one another of corrupting each other's citizens. However, they're surprisingly reluctant to condemn independent individuals, much less those who simply want the best of both worlds. If you know what I'm saying.
You bet.
What I'm getting at is this. There's more to this whole Civil War thing than meets the eye. For whatever reason, those Paranids don't seem to view you as an intruder. And that, my friend, is an opportunity if I've ever seen one. Of course, those uptight zealots might change their mind once you start snooping around. Hopefully we can mitigate that risk by knowing where to stick our noses and where not to stick them from the start. Luckily, I have an informant who might be able to point us in the right direction.
Okie dokie.
There's an old meeting point under the highway where we used to trade gossip about the local syndicates. Don't be put off by her unconventional demeanor. She's not exactly quick to trust people, but once you've passed muster, she'll be your most dependable ally.
Other than...
Other than me, of course.
Okie dokie. Oh, let's get this started. Oh, I gotta choose the mission first. Already jumped the HQ over here. Yeah, Ocean of Fantasy.
Hello, friends, pals, and buddies, and welcome to Making Waves, the #3 show about all the happenings that make our collective fins tingle. I am your host, Halilo G, and for our first segment, Current Events, I'm joyful, euphoric, and buoyed to be joined by Lido E, Royal Steward of the Provinces Adrift.
Thank you so much for inviting, entertaining, and having me.
You're here to explain and illuminate a very special and ambitious project.
Jumpgate. Olive.
Yes, but first, some history is essential and required. Tell me, friend, are you familiar with Ocean of Fantasy?
Who is not? Such a lamentable tale. Mere decades ago, it was a beautiful and idyllic world, when its life was tragically cut short by the heedless and foolhardy conduct of unenlightened beings.
It is true and undeniable, a sour and bitter aroma in the bouquet of our history. But what if I told you that a way has been found to heal, mend, and restore? To bring this world back to lush, blue-green life, to...
Why, that sounds like the loveliest idea I've ever heard. But before we go into details, a quick word from this week's sponsor. Do you often miss your friends, family, and loved ones? Do you wish you could smell, taste, and savor them whenever and wherever you want? Then Laura Nouse's pheromone packs are for you. Use the offer code.
I have ordered construction of the required devices.
You bet ya. hopefully none of these announcements like the terraforming is complete override any dialogues. That is an issue.
Entering system. IS mists.
So I did my test, finally. Already had Steam launched, so I just disabled networking on my computer, and that, yeah, that worked. 250 something hours while I was gone trucking. So, yep, 2 weeks is all it took to get 100 and something billion credits for the
Jumpgate.
trade.
Nobelia's fortune.
But now we got to double it again, so 480. And then we got to double that. Well, not quite double, but close enough. We're a long way away.
Entering system. Nobelia's fortune. Entering Nobelia's fortune. 2.
A really long way away. And I've been building stations and ships. I'm up to 27 Barbarossas that are doing what I call universal trading. It's the closest thing I can think of calling it. Fill shortages with everything except the illegal stuff is what they're filling. So hopefully they're basically universal traders because you don't give them an anchor point or nothing. No, it's up here. Talk to Dalbusta. Oh, wrong. Okay, okay, alright. Yep. Wrong mission. Like, that's never happened before. I talked to Dalbusta before I teleported out. That terraform is only going to take a few minutes. Well, per...
You're nearing the meeting point. Remember,
Yes, I am.
It's right below the highway. Now, where's that informant got to?
Right there. Okay.
You said you found something. The ship ID checks out, but something seems to be off.
Well, how droll. He sent me one of his lackeys. Come a little closer, lackey, and we'll have a chat.
I just did. Gotta do it twice? What's bugged? Come on, we're right on.
Hey there, Gride. Why do you always choose such creepy places to meet?
Let me answer your question with another question, my dear. How far would you be willing to be sure that your allies were up to scratch?
What, really? Really? You have to script it so I have to just sit there? What a... I'm on top of this fucking thing. Come on.
Hey there, Gride. Why do you always choose such creepy places to meet?
Let me answer your question with another question, my dear. How far would you be willing to be sure that your allies were up to scratch?
What the? She started a self-destruct sequence. You'll have to abort the sequence manually. Or get
I
out
have
there
no
quickly.
idea how that scene was supposed to think about being done. Abort the sequence manually.
Helianthus.
The self-destruct sequence was just a diversion. Hostile drones approaching fast.
And since we're having such a nice, confidential chat, how much would you be willing to sacrifice in order to defeat your worst enemies and understand their true purpose?
Asteroid defense drone. Defense drone. Defense drone. Defense drone. Defense drone. Defense drone. Defense drone.
Automated piles of junk. Stop playing games, Gride.
If you had riches, power, respect, what would it take for you to give them all up?
Watch out! There are more of them.
Defense drone.
How curious. It appears these drones have been tinkered with.
Someone really likes their explosives. Better keep your distance.
Defense drone.
Oh, come on! That's enough! My friend here doesn't deserve this kind of treatment.
Well, at least your friend seems reasonably competent. Competent enough to run a small errand for me. I seem to remember you came here to ask questions about the Paranid. I'll answer 2 questions of yours. We'll call it an advanced payment. Choose your questions wisely. Someone looking at it from the outside could easily come to the conclusion that civil war is a natural state for the Paranid society. It almost seems like some sort of expression of their psyche, always questioning and challenging one another's beliefs. Nothing could be further from the truth, however. What they so desperately want to resolve is what to them is an almost tangible geometric impossibility, namely there being 2 pontifices. The situation is utterly strange, tearing at their stoic demeanor and ruining their perception of their own culture. It's an aberration in history that needs to be erased at all costs.
Okay.
Nice to see you so eager. Well then, you should receive your instructions right about now.
Haha.
Highway. Superhighway. Nopalia's Fortune. 6. Entering Nopalia's fortune. 6. Entering system. Ice mists.
Oh, yeah. This is a blast. I don't know of a better way to do these terraformings, so if anybody's got any better ideas, um, I'm actually thinking next time of
Jumpgate. Pontifex's claim.
stacking this stuff into the area, but then I'll have to transport it to the HQ from the area. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. It'll make these take a whole lot longer.
Entering system. Pontifex's claim.
You may be wondering why you're running errands for a maniac on the off chance that they might tell you something useful.
Uh-huh. Come on.
Anyway, the first item on this list is finding an old stash of explosives.
Mm-hmm. Explosives? Trapped with explosives.
Unknown object.
Which, for the sake of ease, I'm just gonna blow up. Because, yeah. It's the easiest way to do this part. I've opened them before.
That was close.
Yeah.
Damn. Gride's not gonna be happy when she hears about this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check the radar. Maybe we can find a replacement. There. That looks promising.
Empty space.
Oh, you're such a handy guy. Come on, where? Am I not? Well, the ring hasn't disappeared either. That ain't the one. I don't have guidance to it. Come on, guidance. What the hell? Ah.
Unknown object.
Oh man. I'm glad it didn't pick that one. If I remember right, these only have, one lock. Ooh, crap. Oops. Crap. Okay, let's just...
Hello.
Hello.
Dragon. Raider.
At least this box isn't strapped with explosives, but yeah, what a pain.
There are no explosives here, just an EMP device. What a letdown.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of something. I know Greta wants us to follow her instructions to the letter, but we're here, let's take a closer look at that monument that the Paranid are so secretive about. I've always been curious.
Uh-huh.
I think it would be best to approach it from straight above or below where the security looks to be weakest. If you can manage to disable their surveillance systems, we should have a chance to snoop around a bit more. Get into your spacesuit. Now, use an EMP to create a breach, and then scan it.
Apotheosis. Spacesuit EMP.
And that concludes this week's current events. Thank you again,
go.
Friendleader, for explaining what is happening on Ocean of Fantasy. So exciting!
The pleasure and delight is all mine.
Before we say goodbye and farewell, let us answer some questions sent in by our listeners.
What in the hell?
Here's one by Happy G from Great Reef, who writes, last week, you explained that some of the damage and loss can never be fully reversed. Does that not make this a peculiarly fruitless and frivolous exertion?
Please indulge me as I reply with a question that is also a metaphor. Think of someone who suffered a terrible accident. Does the doctor say, no matter how well I heal these wounds, they are going to leave scars, therefore I shall not even endeavor to try? No, of course not. They do everything they can to the best of their ability. I also invite and encourage you to think of these scars not as regrettable failures, but as poignant reminders of what one has experienced and survived. We must not forget the history of this world, and these scars will serve as bittersweet memorials and testaments.
Very moving and inspiring, friend. Up next, Lansu Poo from Barren Shores wants to know, what is your fin care routine? I'm so glad you asked. I'm used.
The current terraforming project has completed.
Yeah, no doubt. Why is my mission not updated?
There! Something on the surface just moved. See if you can find the spot.
There it is. That's what I was looking for. It's a little difficult without the guidance.
Bozo, can you make any sense of this?
Those shapes do seem to align with my research into Paranid cocoons. Interesting. The crystalline formation surfaces suggest some form of preservation technology. It would appear that these lucky fellows are being securely stored for some special occasion.
You've done research on... Never mind. Judging by the thickness of the armored security hatch, these Paranid must be rather important. There are a lot of empty berths here, though. I wonder why.
You are in the presence of the Rickmankasor, honored guard of the true Pontifex and appointed priest guardian of his righteous claim. You are hereby commanded to remove yourself from these premises, or be struck down by the wrath of the prophets.
Uh-huh.
In the name of his holiness, may he be forever bathed in the light of the sacred three-dimensionality.
At least he won't attack you while he's talking, right? I think you better comply. We can always return later. Well then, the next item on our list is a simple delivery. I have the ID of the ship we're supposed to find. If you want to, you could land on the ship in your spacesuit, but it would be easier to dock in a smaller medium-sized ship. Either way, this should be simple enough.
Yeah, should be. Alright, let's clean up radioactivity. Well, that was nice having that. I've had that one take several real days.
The materials will be sent down as soon as possible.
Entering system. Holy vision.
This part's going to be a piece of cake with no xenos. Awesome! Everybody should wipe out the xenons from their game at least once. You can always become a pirate.
Entering system. Faulty logic.
I was going to say, it always goes down here. Okay.
Superhighway. Faulty logic. 7.
Oh, I still got to remod this thing. Put his whirligig back on.
There!
Oh, come on.
Touch down and make a run for it! How did those maniacs even get here?
Odysseus. Sentinel. Out of docking range. Docking granted. Successfully docked. Hello.
Hello.
And there's the package, waiting for you on the dock, just as Grad said it would be.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, that's why.
Nice! Now, we'd better get on and deliver it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope the reward Gride promised was worth all the trouble.
Oh, it is, I promise. We get new buddies. And I can complete my spaceship collection, blueprint collection. The only thing I need is the Prometheus.
Entering faulty logic. 1.
just rebuilt my fleet. Them cactus are a pain. I hope the stations in Sanctuary of Darkness are scripted to respawn, because I forgot to change the Earl King's turrets back to attack fighters only. And I teleported away from him yesterday for a couple hours, and when I got back, that installation was gone. And I was parked 15 clicks from it. So I don't know. It's so I had to go across the street to the other one, and I was parked 17 clicks from that one, but my turrets are back to attack fighters, so.
Entering system. Holy vision.
But now there's only one CAC installation. I don't know if this game works like X3, where your trade and fight ranks degrade if you're inactive, but if you're standing at the controls of a battleship, actively shooting cactus with your turrets and scooping stuff up, then you're not exactly inactive. So it worked. It was a good experiment. But Sanctuary of Darkness, if they run out of installations, I don't think cactus will still spawn.
Docking granted.
Which means you'd have to go find the other ones in the universe, and those don't have, continuously spawning cax. You gotta actually hit the station.
Successfully docked.
It's an honor to have you on board. It's an honor to have you on board.
You bet. Hey, buddy.
I see you're still alive.
Uh-huh.
What a pleasant surprise. So that concludes your end of the bargain. If I remember correctly, that means I owe you a few more answers.
Yeah, just a little bit.
To an outsider, it might seem as though this war has just been going back and forth with no prospect of a resolution. That's not an entirely inaccurate assessment, but it's not the whole picture. It's no accident that the military supplies for this conflict have become one of the safest investments at the end of this gate network. You see, the two factions aren't really fighting over territory or resources. In the minds of their leaders, elimination of their opponents would actually be a tragic outcome. That's because they're fighting for the hearts and minds of their people. If one pontifex backs down, even just a little, he'd be sacrificing his legitimacy. I imagine they must be quite desperate for an outside solution by now. Oh, how nice of you to ask. I was a pilot myself, you know, back in the days before the gate shut down. I served one of the greatest minds who ever lived. What I wouldn't do to bring them back. Oh, yes, sorry about that, dear. In my line of work, you can never be too careful about who you associate with. If you ever find yourself facing the kind of impossible ends I'm up against, you might look back fondly at our little encounter.
Probably.
An excellent question, my dear. The item you brought me has some sentimental value. There is someone I've been yearning to see for one last time. You've proven yourself to be pretty dependable, so let me add another piece of the map to your little scavenger hunt. If you do indeed find what you seek out there at the end of the galaxy, then I might just let you meet that person too.
Awesome.
Huh. About that errand. Did we actually need the EMP for anything but our little snooping operation? Anyway,
No.
I'll add Gride's data to your navigation system.
Nope, she just knew you were going to be curious when you got to that area.
Jump gate. Cardinals redress.
Yeah, no.
Entering system. Cardinals redress.
Lasting vengeance, huh? This really is the end of the galaxy.
A galaxy does not have an end, you know. But by stretching the definition somewhat, I suppose you might find an end of sorts. Either at the very core or somewhere along the outer rim. None of those criteria apply in this case, however. I do believe that the impressively long-lived Argon female employed an idiom.
Something
So
like
glad to
that.
be working with someone so knowledgeable.
Whatever we're supposed to find would appear to be hidden inside that rather ominous-looking haze. I advise you to be cautious. There are field discharges in this area that will quickly deplete your shields.
That looks like some kind of military station. Hopefully an abandoned one. And judging by all that weaponry, it is, or was, a fairly major installation. Let's hope those laser towers stay firmly shut down. It's dangerous enough out here with all these mines floating around.
Mine? What is the lag spikes about?
I am detecting a small number of scattered navigational devices in your general vicinity. Scanning them might lead us to valuable information, hidden treasure, ancient artifacts. I can barely contain my excitement.
Nav beacon.
Shimada! One of those turrets is reactivated!
Laser tower Mark II.
My analysis suggests that these beacons were placed to indicate a safe route for someone in possession of the correct credentialing. Do not worry about your deficiencies in advanced cryptography, Assistant. I shall be your master password. If you can find more of them, I might be able to more accurately triangulate the intended guidance direction.
Unknown object. Derelict station. Unknown object.
Oh, there was something closer.
Unknown object.
I don't see nothing flashing though.
Laser tower Mark 2. Laser tower Mark 1.
Okay. Oh, flashing. Ooh.
Nav beacon.
Okay.
Nav beacon.
Um. Okay. Flash over here. Okay.
Nav beacon. Nav beacon.
Great work, Assistant. Please investigate the indicated location.
Uh-huh. Whoa. Whoa.
Why would anyone hide something valuable on you and then leave such an obvious trail of breadcrumbs? Be on your guard.
It's not done yet. Okay.
There's a Paranid ship. It's hailing us. Let's go see what this is all about.
Has the time come then? Has the last remaining pretender finally acknowledged my presence? No, it cannot be the Holy Order who sent you. Decades have passed, and barely a soul has strayed into this wasteland. So the musings of the holy three-dimensionality have guided your steps toward this most remote of places? Very well, then. I go by the name of Kromankenslat. I have witnessed the holy gates close and open again, and I have reaped a bountiful harvest from the void in between. But somewhere along that path, the purpose that once drove my kin was torn asunder.
Did Gride seriously send us all this way to find this philosophizing waste of carbon?
When the Pontifex thralls arrived to claim new territory, only a shadow remained of the once daring, free people that called this place their home.
Oh, hang on a minute. I think I just worked this out. Ask him his opinion about the war. Just trust me on this one.
Witness this sea of ruin, this irredeemable haven of hubris. May it be a lesson to those who put ambition before unity. This civil war is a travesty, a mark of shame for all Paranid, invoked by desire, sparked by obtuse geometry, and fueled by blind dogma and zealotry. The pontifices, both pretenders in their own way, may attempt to reach out and guide us into their light. But this conflict has defined us for too long, and the promise of personal gain weighs too heavy for some. No physical wall has been planted between my brethren, and yet, despite our three eyes, we've lost sight of each other, and thus of ourselves.
Bingo! I think I'm starting to understand why Greta sent you here. Let me talk to him in private for a moment.
We have completed our current terraforming project.
Thanks for waiting, my friend. I just got us a backstage pass to the peace negotiations.
Outsider, I have decided to conclude my contemplative isolation. You are among the chosen few who will help pave the way for my grand return, or for the ultimate defeat of my cause.
Jump gate.
I think he just wants you to keep an eye out for potential hazards while he works.
The materials will be sent down as soon as possible.
Pegasus. Sentinel. Jump gate. Cardinal's redress. Entering system. Cardinal's redress. Earl King.
Honorable Kermonketslot, please allow this humble outsider to attempt to gain some insight into the nature of your glorious people. How do you choose your future leaders?
There is no need for such formalities. I am painfully aware of the ignorance of unholy creatures like you. A Paranid is not simply chosen. He is created, destined to serve the realm to the best of his abilities. The High Priest, created in the most intricate rituals of holy procreation, are indeed a marvel to behold. But as many priest scholars have done before, so did I dare to pose this question. Half a century ago, what if there has been a mistake? What is the fate of those whose potential surmounts their assigned purpose? I have found my answer, and I pray that none of my brethren will have to walk this path.
Thank you for your insights, Enlightened One. Destiny. I wonder who decides which side those fresh Paranid are on. What might happen if someone suddenly had the support of a bunch of fresh, highly skilled, highly intelligent super priests? Wouldn't that create an imbalance great enough to, let's say, win a war?
Or cause a bigger war. Something.
Paranid Wharf.
Yeah, I'm not going to an unbuilt station.
Dragon.
Can I help?
No,
Sir?
wrong button.
Santa? Did you just say Santa?
We approach the site of our first confrontation. The time has come to once again wear that dreaded face. May the negotiations commence. We will require our entourage to ensure that we remain undisturbed.
There he goes.
Boy, they're tiny in there. Well, at least there's only one dock to watch. Of course, it's got two ways.
I don't mean to interrupt whatever it is you are doing. I am detecting a ship with an obfuscated signature lifting off from that station.
Just as Kramakit Slot started his negotiations. This can't be a coincidence.
Quasar. Vanguard. Docking granted.
That must be the mystery ship, or what remains of it. Why does everyone we encounter keep blowing themselves up? Well, at least we've gained some valuable information by coming out here. How? Well, because that, my friend, was an Argon-made ship with Paranid weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
There are more parties involved in this than I anticipated.
BCS. Sentinel.
Our negotiations with the Holy Order leadership were brief and inconclusive, as we expected. However, it appears that our endeavors have not gone unnoticed by more skeptical elements of the Holy Order. These heretics need to be removed from our presence.
orders are holy order. Atifa's mercy. How did this happen?
Perseus, Sentinel.
The tides of battle are turning. And you, unholy creature, you see that you have pledged yourself to a most powerful being for protection. Pathetic, but wise nonetheless.
Tarnished prophet? Seriously? That sounds as if it wasn't Kermankinslat's first attempt to get involved. It never ceases to amaze me how calm they stay in a combat situation, but in this case it's almost as if they expected the attack.
Hello.
Pegasus, Sentinel.
The zenith of our efforts is nearly upon us. Rick Menkesser's operation certainly arrived at an opportune moment. But now we shall meet the legate of Priest Emperor Tsar in person.
Jumpgate, Holy Vision.
Now the fun part. Always get lost in this maze. It's fun, I just get really lost in it all the time.
Entering system, Holy Vision. Entering system, Pontifex's
Oh
claim.
crap. That was close.
Pegasus, Sentinel.
Prophet, you have wisely chosen to promptly divest yourself of the most obstinate non-believers. On this occasion, though it appears you are in need of assistance. We have decided to face these impossible odds alone. You shall act as an observer only, but be ready to intervene should we fail once again. Seek out
You
our
bet.
lieutenant. She will provide the necessary details. Requesting immediate backup.
Hello there. Hello there.
Damn it. Nope, yeah.
Tethys, Mineral. Gorgon. Sentinel. Docking granted.
That ship is parked conveniently close to the monument. I
Yeah.
wonder if you could sneak away after talking to the lieutenant. This might be our chance to finally solve that mystery.
Uh-huh. She's got the same idea, though.
Oh
no.
It's good to see you again, dear. I trust my Duke already gave you an introduction to his diplomatic effort. Well, we're about to improve that plan of his quite dramatically. You see, the countless years of isolation have clouded my Duke's ambition. Even though his early attempts must have thrown the wretchedness of those unenlightened 3 years into sharp relief, even after all those sacrifices, he still refuses to rid himself of that poisonous illusion of peace. Will you help me show him the truth? We'll provide the flames in which my Duke will be reborn.
Uh-huh.
You'll find a toolbox on the docking area. Its contents might prove useful to you.
You bet. Really? I'm gonna have to go slower? Did I walk past it? I'm not blind. Oh, yep, I'm blind.
Remember the cipher you went and got for me? With the help of that, the monument gate should be open for you. As for the other items, the structure must truly contain a few points which are quite vital to its integrity. I trust you know what to do once you come across them. Return to me when you're done so that we can enjoy the spectacle together.
Okay, that's video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.